Welcome, everyone. It's 2021, and it's time for our bilingual reading ritual session today. I'm so happy that you've joined us, and I'm super excited to share with you what we'll be doing today. Today, I have a special guest author who'll be reading her own book, and I'm just going to bring her on right now and introduce you to her. I want to make sure that you get to sort of understand where the story comes from, but we will be sharing the story with you right now in both English and Spanish. So welcome to Roni Capin Rivera-Ashford, our author for today. Roni, welcome to Reading Ritual with Miss Carmen.
Thank you so much, Miss Carmen. It's wonderful to be here, and it is really a pleasure and an honor. So I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. I'm so excited that you're going to be reading your story. It's a very special story. I thought what we could do is get right into the book. I'm going to be your official page turner. I'll be showing the photos as you're reading along. So Please bear with us. And as you're reading the story, at the end, I thought we would talk a little bit about your inspiration for the book. But I know that our little readers get really excited about the story. So what do you say that we just start?
Absolutely. Let's get to it.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
So the story is called My Nana's Remedies, and en español, Los Remedios de Mi Nana. And one thing I love to do is rhyme. So while you're listening to me read in English, let's see if you can hear some words that rhyme. Y en español, también hay palabras que hacen rima. A ver si las pueden escuchar.
Okay, here we go.
Okay. So now we're going to the title page. And on the title page, it tells us the title of the book again, My Nana's Remedies, Los Remedios De Mi Nana, by Roni Capin Rivera-Ashford, that's me, and the illustrations are by Edna San Miguel. And the book was published by the Arizona Sonora Desert Museum Press, which is in Tucson, Arizona, and that's where I live. And that museum is very special. It's like a zoo of plants and animals of the desert. Okay, now we'll go to the first page.
Okay.
When I have a sore throat, my Nana prepares for me a cup of cinnamon tea. Cuando me arde la garganta, mi Nana me prepara un té de canela. Y aquí tenemos canela. This is a cinnamon stick, and you can make tea out of it, and it smells really good.
I love that.
When I cannot fall asleep, my Nana prepares for me a cup of chamomile tea. I hope you're hearing the rhyming.
Yes.
Me and tea, right?
Yes.
Cuando se me espanta el sueño, mi Nana me prepara un té de manzanilla.
I remember that so well.
Yes. When I have a stomach ache or a rumbling stomach, my Nana prepares for me a cup of fresh mint or rosemary tea. They both smell so good. And I will show you, here is a bundle of fresh mint that we call hierba buena. And here is a bundle of rosemary or romero. And those are the two plants that are used to make rosemary tea or fresh mint tea. Cuando me duele o se me suelta el estómago, mi nana me prepara un té de hierbabuena o de romero. Ambos tienen un aroma tan placentero. Este es el romero, the rosemary, y esta es la hierbabuena, the fresh mint. They smell really good. And they make good tea, and it's good for your tummy. Right. And when my little baby brother has a loose stomach, my nana prepares for him a milder tea made from the tiny rosemary flowers. Pero cuando mi hermanito tan chiquito tiene el estómago suelto, mi nana le prepara un té de lucema con las florecitas del romero. Hermanito y chiquito son palabras que riman, ¿verdad? Sí. Igual que romero y placentero también hacen rima. When I have a headache, my nana prepares for me a cup of citrus blossom tea with orange leaves. Cuando me duele la cabeza, mi nana me prepara un té de azahar con hojas de naranjo. And why do you think she might have a headache? ¿Por qué creen que le duele la cabeza? Maybe her crown is too tight. Maybe. Or maybe she got dizzy from dancing. A lo mejor se atarantó bailando mucho. And also, she ties a rag filled with potato slices around my head. Can you see the rag with the potato slices right there? Yes. Yes. Me amarra un trapo con rebanadas de papa en la cabeza. And that really helps. I've heard that from a lot of people. When I am cold, my nana prepares for me a cup of warm, sweet milk made with toasted cornmeal. Cuando me da frío, mi nana me prepara un atolito calientito. And you can see that Nana is making tamales. ¿Pueden ver los tamales que está haciendo? And there she is, the little girl that could be some of you, or it could be a little boy that's with his grandmother too, and you're drinking your hot atolito. Yeah. And how many of you have gotten scared before? ¿Cuántos se han asustado? Aquí hay un remedio. When I get scared, my nana prepares for me a special glass of sugar water. Cuando me asusto, mi nana me prepara un vasito de agua con azúcar. Y luego se me quita el susto. I feel more calm after I drink my glass of sugar water. How lucky I am to have such a special nana. She is my very own personal healer. Qué fortuna tener una nana tan especial. Ella es mi curandera personal. ¿Escucharon la rima? Especial y personal. That's beautiful. Whenever I don't feel well, my nana is always at my side. I'll kiss it, and make it go away. Then you can go out and play. That's what my nana will always say, which is at the last page, but it all rhymes. Cuando no me siento bien, mi nana siempre está a mi lado y me dice, a lo mejor ustedes conocen esto y si lo conocen, díganlo. Sana, sana, colita de rana. Si no sanas ahora, sanarás mañana con los remedios de mi nana.
Oh.
Y todo eso hace rima. Sana, sana, colita de rana. Si no sanas ahora, sanarás mañana con los remedios de mi nana. And that's the end of the story. Y colorín colorado, el que se queda sentado se queda pegado. So that's when we all stand up and say, yay, we're done with the story.
I love this book so much. It was so hard for me not to read it before we did this together.
Yes.
That's so wonderful. Roni, Miss Roni, thank you so much. Can you tell us a little bit? I noticed that you've got a glossary in the back. Can you tell us a little bit about that? And also, what inspired you to write My Nana's Remedies?
Okay, well, I got inspired to write My Nana's Remedies when I was a bilingual reading teacher. And I had students that I needed to teach how to read. They were having some challenges learning how to read. And so I needed to write a story that had not too many words in it, but that had a lot of meaning. And I've always felt that rhyming just captures the children's attention. I hope you all like rhyming. I do. I think I'm like a little kid inside when I'm writing and I rhyme. It feels like a lot of fun. So I wrote this first in Spanish. Lo escribí primero en español. And then I adapted it into English. And I wanted to write something that my students could understand what the words really mean, that they could relate to it.
Right.
And I know that in their homes, they drink té de canela and té de manzanilla.
Right.
And they have a nana. Many of them have a nana. Some of them live with their nana.
Right.
Right. Yeah. So that's when I wrote the story first in Spanish. And at the end, when I was writing it, it just, sana, sana, colita de rana, it just came because it's something I remembered from when I was a child.
Right. And I think there's so many of us that can relate to this.
Yes.
I think you and I had that conversation when I went to school. I didn't speak a word of English. If it wasn't for my teachers, like yourself, who cared enough to figure out a way to help me learn.
Right.
Not only was I learning the material, but I was having to learn it and translate it in my mind from Spanish to English and, and all these other challenges. And so I, for one, appreciate every person like yourself who takes the time, who notices that some children need a different way to learn the material to help them get ahead. Can you tell us a little bit about the glossary at the back of the book? And then how can people get a hold of you? I know that we're going to be reading some of your other books together in other webisodes, but I'd love for people to know how to reach you.
Sure, I would be happy to do that. So, Miss Carmen, would you like to show them the medicinal glossary?
Absolutely.
There's a medicinal plants glossary at the back of the book, and it is intended for, I would say, students maybe 4th, 5th grade, junior, middle school, and even for adults.
Right.
And this glossary, in Spanish, it's called Glosario de Plantas Medicinales. And it was written by Ana Lilia Reina. She is from Hermosillo, Sonora, Mexico, but now she lives in Tucson, Arizona. And she is what we call an ethnobotanist. That's a scientist that works with plants. And she wrote this to tell us about the plants that grow in the desert that are used as medicine.
Wow. That's
so like cinnamon tea or mint tea or rosemary tea, el té de hierbabuena, de canela, todos esos son tés medicinales, and they can help us to feel better. Now, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't go to the doctor if you're having a medical problem. But if you want to take care of things and they're mild, or if you can't sleep and you want some chamomile tea, all of that information is contained in the glossary.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, Miss Roni.
Sure.
And how can folks get a hold of you?
Okay, so if anybody would like to see more about me, my work, my other books, or possibly order books or have me do a presentation for their classroom, for a library, for a community gathering in either language, you can go to my website.
Okay.
And it is all one word, butterflyheartbooks.com.
There we go.
Butterflyheartbooks.com. And I just want to tell you that I thought and pondered a long time about what I wanted to call my website and my company, a small company that I have for my books. And I love butterflies because butterflies represent transformation and growth. Butterflies fly free, and there are no walls or fences or borders that keep them in or out. And everyone loves them no matter what color they are.
Right.
And so to me, that's the magic of the human spirit. We should be like the butterflies. And I write from my heart, and I write books. So Butterfly Heart Books, that's my website.
I love this so much. Thank you for taking the time to share with us. This, I believe, was your first book that you authored, My Nana's Remedies.
Yes.
And I'm so happy that we got to share Los Remedios de Mi Nana with all of you today. And stay tuned. Come back. Don't forget to like and comment on the videos. And Miss Roni will be back. We'll have her back because I think some of you will recognize the next book. And I think some of you have heard about the movie Coco. So we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us today. And
adios. Bye, everybody.
We'll see you again on Reading Ritual with Miss Carmen. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.